Luke writes, Jesus was the son, so it was thought, of Joseph. But obviously, one of the main points of Luke is, no, Jesus was not the son of Joseph. He was the son of Mary, was a virgin. So Joseph was not the daddy, which means it's very possible that the genealogy of Jesus in Luke is really Mary's genealogy, because Luke wants to show that Jesus was in the line of David, the Davidic king. Matthew, being a Jew, is more concerned about the male line, and so he gives the line of Joseph. That is a very real possibility.
Hi and welcome to Confident Faith, where we share and defend the truth of Christianity. In this video, we're going to be looking at the mystery of Jesus' ancestry, in particular, why there's different genealogies in the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke. To start things off, we're going to check out this clip that I've got teed up here from Cliffe K, giving a bit of a quick fire response to this question. We're going to let that play out, and then afterwards, I'm going to share some more thoughts diving a little bit deeper into an answer for this question. Let's check out the clip.
Matthew and Luke have a different genealogy from the birth of David.
Yeah.
Since Jesus is supposed to be the seed of David, there's a different genealogy found on both books. How do you reconcile those two facts?
So it's a problem. It's a textual problem. The way I think it through is, Luke writes, Jesus was the son, so it was thought, of Joseph. But obviously, one of the main points of Luke is, no, Jesus was not the son of Joseph. He was the son of Mary, was a virgin. So Joseph was not the daddy, which means it's very possible that the genealogy of Jesus in Luke is really Mary's genealogy, because Luke wants to show that Jesus was in the line of David, the Davidic king. Matthew, being a Jew, is more concerned about the male line, and so he gives the line of Joseph. That is a very real possibility.
All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper into this question. The genealogies of Jesus presented in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke are among the most intriguing aspects of the New Testament, primarily because they are notably different. Understanding these differences is vital for appreciating the theological and historical significance of Jesus' lineage as portrayed by the gospel writers. We're going to explore the reasons behind the discrepancies in these genealogies, examining their theological intentions, historical contexts, and the implications for understanding the identity of Jesus. Matthew begins his gospel with the genealogy of Jesus, tracing his lineage from Abraham through David to Joseph, the husband of Mary, from whom Jesus was born. Matthew 1, verse 1 to 17 provides a structured genealogy divided into three sets of 14 generations, from Abraham to David, from David to the Babylonian exile, from the Babylonian exile to Jesus. Matthew's genealogy emphasizes Jesus' Jewish heritage and his legal right to the throne of David. The structure of Matthew's genealogy highlights the fulfillment of the promises made to Abraham and David, positioning Jesus as the Messiah who fulfills Jewish expectations. By tracing Jesus' lineage through David and Solomon, Matthew underscores Jesus' royal lineage, establishing his legitimacy as the promised king of Israel. Luke's genealogy, found in Luke chapter 3, verses 23 to 38, presents a different lineage for Jesus, tracing his ancestry all the way back to Adam, the first man. Luke's genealogy begins with Jesus and moves backward through history, unlike Matthew's, which begins with Abraham and moves forward. Luke traces Jesus' lineage through David as well, but instead of following the line of Solomon, Luke traces it through Nathan, another son of David. Luke's intention appears to be more universal, emphasizing Jesus' connection to all of humanity rather than just to the Jewish people. By tracing Jesus' ancestry back to Adam, Luke portrays Jesus as the savior for all people, not just for the Jews. This universal theme is consistent throughout Luke's gospel, where the focus is often on the marginalized, the Gentiles, and the universal implications of Jesus' ministry. One of the primary explanations for the differences between the genealogies in Matthew and Luke is that they may be tracing different aspects of Jesus' lineage. One legal and one biological. So firstly, Matthew's legal lineage. According to this view, Matthew traces the legal lineage of Jesus, showing his right to the throne of David through Joseph. In Jewish tradition, a legal heir could be established through adoption or marriage. Matthew may have focused on this legal aspect to establish Jesus' messianic credentials as the son of David, a key expectation for the Jewish Messiah. Secondly, Luke's biological lineage. On the other hand, Luke's genealogy is often thought to represent the biological lineage of Jesus through Mary, although Joseph is named in accordance with Jewish customs. Since women were typically not included in genealogical records, Joseph's name might be used as a proxy for Mary's lineage. Luke chapter 3, verse 23 states, Jesus, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which might imply that Luke is subtly indicating an alternative biological lineage. This distinction between legal and biological lineage helps to explain why Luke traces the line through Nathan, another son of David, rather than Solomon. It underscores the idea that Jesus is the Messiah not only by legal right, but also by natural descent. Another significant factor is the prophecy of the virgin birth, which complicates the genealogical records. Both Matthew and Luke affirm the virgin birth, indicating that Joseph was not Jesus' biological father. This fact means that Jesus' legal and biological ties to Davidic lineage are conveyed through different avenues. Legal, through Joseph, and possibly biological through Mary, though Luke does not explicitly state this. The differences in the genealogies also reflect the distinct theological emphases of the two gospel writers. Firstly, Matthew's Jewish focus. Matthew's gospel is heavily orientated towards a Jewish audience, as indicated by his frequent references to the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies. By beginning with Abraham, Matthew connects Jesus directly to the father of the Jewish nation, establishing Jesus as the fulfillment of Jewish messianic hopes. Secondly, Luke's universal focus. Luke, writing for a broader, predominantly Gentile audience, traces Jesus' lineage back to Adam, the father of all humanity. This move aligns with Luke's broader theological emphasis on the universality of Jesus' mission. He is the savior for all people, not just the Jews. The genealogies of Jesus in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke are different because they serve different purposes and reflect the distinct theological intentions of their authors. Matthew emphasizes Jesus' legal right to David's throne through Joseph, while Luke underscores his universal mission by tracing his lineage back to Adam. These differences highlight the multifaceted identity of Jesus as both the Jewish Messiah and the Savior of all humanity. As we consider these genealogies, we are invited to reflect on the depth of Jesus' identity and the various ways the gospel writers present him to their audiences. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you're on YouTube and you'd like to be notified whenever we release new videos, be sure to click subscribe below, remembering to also hit that bell icon so you do not miss a thing. Also, a massive thank you to all of the partners of Confident Faith for your support and generous contributions. If you're interested in supporting the work Confident Faith is doing, head to confidentfaith.com.au/partner. From there, you can learn all about how you can sow into this ministry to help us train and equip the church, and also to share and defend the truth of Christianity with the world.